So now that we have placed our lights, let's just add the switches, and let's wire those switches to the fixtures that are to be switched. I'll make another layer with the name of power, and I'm going to keep the switches on that power layer. So I'm going to name it power, and then I'll select the color of this power layer. Note that in our legends video we made our legends on the zeroth layer, so whatever color I'm going to give to the layers here, the legends that I'm going to import on those layers won't change their properties because of being made on the zeroth layer. Had I made another layer, or had I kept my legends on another layer, for example, I made a legends layer, the blocks on the legends layer will change their properties according to the layer in this file. I'm just following the practice that only turn on the layer that I am working on and locking all the other layers. So I have locked the light layers as well. Now I have placed the panel, and after that I'm going to be placing the switches. So panel that I have placed it on a usual place. It is usually on the outside, so it is outside and near to the door. You can select the position as you like, but I have selected this position. The switch is to be beside the door, where the door opens, so that is why I have placed the switch here. And since there was no space just beside the door, so I have placed it on the opposite wall, but it is still in the reach. When someone would open the door, the switch would be in reach. Now I have made another layer called wiring, and I will be um, doing all my wiring thing on that layer. So I am placing all the devices or all the fixtures that are to be connected by switches. So here this light also should be switched, and in the washrooms there will be a switch, and there should also be an exhaust fan. So I have placed an exhaust fan just over the WC, and I have also placed an exhaust fan in the kitchen over the cooking range. Now that we have placed everything, let's do the wiring. Now I am selecting the wiring layer, and for wiring I'll be using SPL line because I cannot use a straight line. Usually the wiring is shown by loose lines and not the straight ones. So for using SPL, I'll be starting the SPL line. Let me just add another switch here first. Yes. Now what was I saying? I was saying that I will be using an SPL line, and for using an SPL line, what you need to do, or what I will do here, is I will start an SPL from the switch, and then I'll click a random point, or I'll click at the random points on the drawing before connecting it to the light or to my desired fixture. So like this, and then I'll be repeating the SPL line. So for repeating the previous command, you just need to enter, and it is AutoCAD's default setting that by pressing enter it um, selects the previous command. Just enabling the current layer and locking the inactive layers. So Here I am connecting this light and this light with one switch. Here I would like to mention that this doesn't mean that these two lights are in series. There will be halves to each of the light. Half is a connection or a wire that is transmitted from the switch to the fixture. So there will be two halves from the same switch for each light actually in reality. So and this doesn't mean that these are in series, so this is only to show that these are operated from the same switches. That doesn't mean that the wiring would be literal. This is how it is done, and the electrician or the site engineer, whoever is responsible, makes sure that they're not in series but they are operated from the same switches. So here I have connected this one. There would be chaos if I'd connect this one. So let me just change the switch. I'll be switching these lights with this one and this with the suspended light and this with the fan and the last one with the bottom lights. Now for the bedroom, here I am trying to avoid crossing any fixture, but if you are to cross any fixture you are supposed to discontinue the line and then continue it from the same angle, so it would appear like it is the continuation of this line. Now the laundry area has been covered. This washroom, I'm connecting one with the exhaust fan and these two lights would be switched together. Here you can see that I'll be discontinuing the line and then I will be continuing it with the same angle. Now I'm switching these two lights together and the middle switch would be for the fan and the last one would be for the remaining two lights. This is the last washroom. I'll be switching both of these together. And up till here we have covered lighting and we have covered the switching. In the next video we are going to insert the power outlets. Power outlets, that is the receptacles, or which are commonly known as the sockets, power sockets. That is it from the switching, and we will cover the rest of the concepts in the upcoming videos.